you ever had to start anything over? And when you did it scare the weebie-jeebies out of you? I know for me, it has. Some of the things that I've had to start over is maybe a project, a new job, falling off of a bicycle as a young kid, having an accident on a motorcycle and having to get back on and do it again. There's been many things in life that I've had to overcome and start over and been full of fear. What about you? Throughout our entire lives, we've had to start many things over. And you know what? It's not going to stop. That's one thing for sure, is change. Change is consistent. Even though we all may want it to change, it's not going to stop. It is consistent. We hate to experience it, some more than others. But if we fight and be resistant to change, it only makes things worse, right? If we fight it, it only makes things worse. And when life gives us an opportunity to start over in many cases, we rail against the idea of having to begin again. We rail against the idea of having to begin again. Why? Why do we do that? I know why. Because we don't know what's going to happen. We fear what's on the other side. Let me give you an example. Oftentimes, people fear going live, like I am now, because they're afraid of what people are going to think about them. They're afraid of what people are going to say. They are afraid of the way their appearance is. They're afraid that they might goof up. But I can tell you what I've learned, and I feared that myself. And I still have not mastered it, I will tell you. But I do it because I know that there's one person, just one person out there that needs the message. And I have learned that I am here to impact many, but if I just impact one, I've done what I've been set here to do. But the message that I want to get across today is, don't be afraid to start things over. If it's a job, there is nothing wrong with starting over, especially if you've been in that career for 5 years, 1 year, 30 years, 20 years. It's okay. It's okay to start over. It may be that you want to start a new business. It may be that you're going into the very same career, but just with a new place. You did not learn what you learned at the place that you're at overnight. You had to start somewhere, and I know that you feared that back then, but you had to learn it. And the same thing with the next new thing that you're going to do, the next project that you're going to start, the next guy you're going to date, the next girl you're going to date, the next big thing that you're going to do. I can't say that you won't have fear. You will. The next stage you're going to go on. The next time that you're going to speak to your boss, you may have fear. But the thing is once you do it, you're going to say, that wasn't so bad after all. You have to learn, and I did. You have to learn that, and also trust that there is a future out there waiting just for you. It is so big that you can't grasp it while you're sitting there worried about the fear that you're concerned about, because you're in that present moment, so wrapped up in what you're wrapped up in that you can't think beyond what is going, or think beyond what's around the fear. You know, when I was in my corporate job, I remember having so much confidence. Going to my boss when I was looking for a job, I went to my boss and I said, do you think it would be crazy if I called up this bank and I said, you need me. You need me at your bank because I have what it takes to help you grow your company to do what you want to do. And he was like, no, I don't think it's crazy at all. I think you should do it. And when I went to make that call, there was a little bit of fear in me before I did it. But I did it. I did it. And I went to interviews. They wanted to hire me. And in the interim, I had a friend who said, I know of a bank who could use you in the interim. They need you. They need your expertise. They need your skill. And I said, okay. I go in and I talk to these executives. And I said, yeah, I can do what you need. I show up the next week. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a system. I didn't have anything. I just showed up with confidence that I could do it. I showed up the next day. I showed up the next day. I showed up the next day. And I figured out that was my passion. I loved what I was doing. The fear of stepping out into a zone that became my passion overwhelmed me. It overwhelmed me so much that I found out that's what I wanted to do going forward versus the deal that I just made with the financial institution that I went to and said, you need me. You need me. So then I thought, would it be crazy if I went to this bank and I said, I'm not coming to work for you. I'm going to start my own business. Did I have fear? Yes. Did I wonder if I was going to make it? Yes. But my passion was so much bigger than my fear of starting over, that I was like, I'm going to figure this out. And so I returned the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and every day my confidence grew and and grew and grew. And I started telling everybody, I'm going to start my own business. Did people think I was crazy? Probably. Did people think I probably couldn't do it? Probably. Did I care? I don't even remember. But I was so excited that I had a passion burning inside of me. That the fear of starting over didn't matter. And then all of a sudden, my phone rings. And I get a call. Let me back up. Actually, I got a call before I went to the bank and told them that I was going to start my own business. I get a call from another bank who wants me to come to work for them. And I tell them I'm going to work for another bank. And then they said, well, will you consult for us while you're in this interim? And I thought, if I can get another bank, what if this could work? That's when I made the decision that I wasn't going to go to work for this bank, because I'm thinking, wow. When you step on the other side of fear, magical things begin to happen. You just have to take a leap of faith. And then magic begins to happen. I saw a post this past week where someone had lost their job. And the post was it was depressing in a way for this individual. They had tried to find a job, couldn't find a job. And I thought, oh my goodness, this person has so much knowledge, so much skill. And I immediately saw this person could start this massive consulting role. And I posted and I said, show these people what you can do. There's so many people out there that need your expertise. Go into business for yourself. Go do some coaching, go do some training, go do some consulting. Start your own business. Step out and overcome the fear of starting over. I will tell you, when there is a system and there is a process that outlines the roadmap for you, you don't have to be afraid. When that system outlines every step for you, that shows you the path, that leads you to clients, that leads you to your bank account, there's no reason to fear starting over. So if there's anyone out there that is fearing the future, that has a passion burning inside of you, and they're just on the edge of their seat, they're frustrated. You're frustrated. You're stressed. You're overwhelmed. You feel underappreciated. You're overworked. You're underpaid. Stop fearing. Overcome that fear of starting over. Figure out your passion. Make a list of all of the things that you have knowledge in, all of the things that you have skills at, all of the things that you have done in your past, all of the ways that you can help people or have helped people, and look at the common trends within those things. And then let's determine how you can attach pay to those things. And then let's have a conversation about how you can get started. And let's apply a system. I love systems. Without systems, who can be successful? But let's apply a system to your idea and determine who your idea and your passion can help. And get you off of that train of overwhelm, burnout, stress. This life is not worth that. This life is worth freedom, doing what you want to do, life on your terms, travel, fun, 9 to 4 hours, not 8 to 5 or 24/7. Life is fun. It does not have to be stressful. I love you guys. My passion is to help you to become unstressed, not burn out, help you to find connections, help you to find referrals. I am a master connector. I can help you find people to do business with. I am so glad that one day I walked out that door and I felt the bulldozers crawl down my back. That was a day of much relief. Ugh, what a joyful feeling. What a joyful feeling. I finally feel like I am walking in my brilliance. I'm walking in my power. I feel like I am finally a boss babe. I feel like I own it. Nobody owns me. I own myself. I'm happy. I'm free. I do what I want every day. Overcome your fear of starting over. And not just starting over. Whatever your fear may be, just find your passion. Find your passion and do whatever your passion is. I'm getting ready to start a Facebook group. I find most of my clients on Alignable, and if you want to follow me, that's really the best place to follow me or interact with me. I do still interact on Facebook and LinkedIn, but I am going to be starting a Facebook group because I feel like there's still a lot of people on Facebook. And it's going to be called Influence and Growth Mastery. I'm unsure whether it's going to be an apprentice or it's going to be an academy, but I will work those details out. And any of you that are in entrepreneurship, you're in a manager role, an executive role, you're thinking about starting over, I want you to join that Facebook group because I'm going to help you. This podcast is also called Influence and Growth Mastery. And I am Tonya Gossage, and I am your coach, speaker, podcaster, trainer. And until next week, have an amazing week. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, do so, because in April, I am going to be in a 30-day challenge, and it will be 30 days of interviews with some amazing entrepreneurs. And you're going to learn so much from all of these entrepreneurs about how they got started and how they have been successful. And I cannot wait for those of you that are looking to get started to overcome that fear and join us in the entrepreneurship world. I love you guys. See you soon. Bye.